circumcision is practiced, the culture is very, very, very different. In West Africa, this is the women who are mutilating each other. And of course, as Maryann said, the men, they are the ones who are paying for the mutilation. But the culture which the women have, it is so strong. And it is the women who prepare the girls for circumcision. You have the people in the streets whom you have to educate. You have the politicians, for especially in our part of Africa, where our late president sponsored 1,500 girls to be mutilated, to be circumcised, so that the women can vote for him, because he knows that the women have so much power that they can put him down if he goes against circumcision. We have people coming from Europe, from abroad, going down to Africa, sponsoring young girls to be mutilated. It's the whole society which has to be involved in one way or the other. But it is a woman's culture. In Sierra Leone, the men, they stay very far away from the circumcision. But of course, yes, they accept the circumcised girls. But this is also to beg all the women of the world, you know, you don't have to have a PhD to know that what you are doing to yourselves, to your girls, is something which is not natural. A custom becomes a culture because it has been practiced, repeated again and again and again. Cultures die, practices die, and we can also kill this part of the culture. There are many ways. It is difficult, because until Africa has started to know how to use preventive to help their children not to get pregnant before their time. Because why is the circumcision? It's not just because they want to sew the girls or circumcise them. It is a preventive act. Because again, ignorancy. You think by cutting the clitoris and the lips of a girl, then you have prohibited her sexual development. And that is bullshit. We know that today, even the circumcised girls, they go out and they become pregnant. When the hormone starts to work, they will go out and do what they want to do. We need sexual education. It is so important. And we need the men also to be acceptable. But again, I will say it again and again and again, when the women rise up and say, hey, we don't want to keep on abusing ourselves, the men, they are going to accept. In Sierra Leone, we have one tribe, the Creoles, who don't circumcise. They are high priority among the men. Yeah, they are being considered as way out girls, but I tell you, no man says no to them. So there is also a kind of hypocrisy. You see. A man will accept a circumcised woman because that's what he has been taught, that those from his tribes have to be circumcised. What I think is something, it can be changed. And we have to change it, and that is partly what, for example, Maryann is doing by creating awareness in this part of the world. And what I'm doing in Denmark, creating awareness and trying to do in Africa, where I feel that's where that's where great awareness has to be done also, you know, because that's where the crazy people are. And that's where we have to take the roots up and burn them forever.
Yeah, The root is really very rooted, so deep and so deep, and it's going to take for a long time to dig on and get rid of. I would say maybe next 2 generation really, because it's so much involved this cutting, and the way when I was younger, the way when I was growing up, the way I've been told, it's no cleansing. It's like a disease walking around. The little girl hasn't been done. You know, it's like no one even look at you or even interest in you if you still have it. So we have to change the mentality. How are we going to change that crazy mentality to believe that his daughter or his granddaughter, they're not cleansing, they're not clean, they're untouchable. So it's a lot of how we can achieve in educational and awareness, education, and also in Somalia, education is sexual. We never deal with it. We never talk about it. We think something like sexuality you don't even mention with your husband, with your father, with your even mother or sister. Something very secret, supposed to be secret, and won't, you won't even mention you make love with your husband. It's something so sin and something so private. So it's so private. We understand that, but sexuality, people think is all men and women going together, but no, it's not. It's a lot of different ways sexuality you can talk about it. There's nothing wrong with it. Healthy sexuality, talk about it, because when the health involve women, circumcision is that people see, oh, it's dirty, it's sexual. I think two people, are making love, or it has nothing to do with that. Sexuality is your body, just like you mentioned with your ears, your eyes, your mouth. It's no different. Talk about sexuality is a very healthy way, and healthy is your privacy, but it's very secret, yeah. But in a healthy way, women can come together and talk about it. This is really good for us, our daughter or our granddaughter. This is what, we have a complication and pain and suffer. Do we need to continue with this, old customs? It's really necessary. It's good for us or our daughter, which is come on to 90%, 98, 90, 100%, which is no, it's unnecessary. So how can we empower the women? How can we give it a little tool, educational? How can we, studying, like Kate say, her country mutilated with the little, how can we can give the tool? Yeah, something else. Come in as nurse assistant, come in the nurse, come in midwife, come in do business, come go to farmers, a big, huge one in Africa. Do something else other than, mutilated with the little girls or women's. It's unnecessary. Sometimes women, when they give birth, you go through the first procedure when you're a little girl, and then your husband second times. That's another one, even heavier. The third one, when you give the birth, your son or daughter, also they have to sew you like a virgin before you have given the birth. The same way you have to sew. So over and over and over, you have 10 children, 15 children, they have to sew you like a meticulously. When women give birth, that's fine, but they don't understand. That's the muscle. It go back to the way it's supposed. No, they won't even do that. They sew, and little urination they open. Same way with the little girl go through. So it won't just the first time, then when you get married, but every time you have a child, you have to be sewn like a virgin. And that's really necessary. That's our custom. That's Somalia, but I just want to conclude. It's a more education, and my work I begin here. I want to understand me, myself, and heal me, myself, what I go through, understand a little bit. Still have a long way to go. You can never understand what happened to you, but move forward. And also help these women. They stuck in the past. Help them come out, be sensitive, be opening up to yourself. We better country. We can talk about it. We can share anything like me and Kate share.